The Prosperity Preacher and His Kingdom of Wealth. Joel Osteen, televangelist, best-selling author, pastor to tens of thousands, preaches a message of hope, favor, and God's provision. Yet few aspects of his public image have been discussed more than the question, how wealthy is Joel Osteen, really? And just as importantly, what belongs to him personally versus to Lakewood Church? To many followers, Osteen's life of luxury symbolizes divine blessing. To many critics, it raises urgent questions about the intersection of faith, wealth, and accountability. This article peels back the layers with widely sourced facts to reveal what Joel Osteen actually owns, what Lakewood Church owns, how money flows through both, and why it matters. 1. Who is Joel Osteen? A brief profile. Joel Osteen is one of the most recognizable Christian pastors in the world. Born in 1963, he succeeded his father, John Osteen, as the senior pastor of Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, in 1999. Under his leadership, Lakewood has grown into one of the largest megachurches in the United States, with tens of thousands attending weekly and millions watching his televised sermons globally. Rather than traditional theological focus or denominational rigor, Osteen's sermons emphasize hope, personal growth, and divine blessing, a style often associated with prosperity theology, or the belief that God rewards faith with material and financial success. That theology both attracts huge audiences and stirs controversy. 2. Joel Osteen's personal net worth. What the records show. Estimated wealth. Estimations vary, but most reputable trackers put Joel Osteen's personal net worth around $100 million today. This figure refers to his personal wealth, not Lakewood Church's finances, and comes from several key income streams. Book sales. Osteen has authored over a dozen books, many of which are New York Times bestsellers. Sales royalties are reported to be significant. Speaking engagements. Osteen and his wife Victoria often headline large Night of Hope events, where speaker fees reportedly range from $100,000 to $200,000 per event. Media and broadcast income. Television broadcasts, licensing, and platform revenue contribute to his personal brand earnings. Importantly, Osteen claims he does not take a salary from Lakewood Church, instead living off the income he earns from books and appearances. 3. Personal assets attributed to Joel Osteen. Let's break down the tangible holdings that are widely reported and attributable to Joel Osteen personally. Real estate and homes. River Oaks Mansion. Osteen and his wife live in a large mansion in Houston's affluent River Oaks neighborhood. Estimates place the home's value at $14 million, with 17,000 square feet of space. Additional properties. Some trackers list other homes, including a lakefront vacation property or smaller secondary homes, though details vary by source. These properties appear to be held personally or via private investment entities, rather than in Lakewood Church's name. Private jet reports across multiple outlets mention that Osteen owns or uses a private jet, a common possession among high-profile televangelists and speakers, though exact model and ownership details are not public. Luxury vehicles. Some sites and media lists attribute an extensive collection of luxury cars to Osteen personally, including brands like Rolls-Royce, McLaren, Bugatti, and Ferrari, among others, though much of this comes from tracking celebrity possessions lists rather than official records. Other personal investments. Some reports speculate about broader investment portfolios, stocks, land, or business ventures, but these are far harder to verify based on public data. 4. What is Lakewood Church's property and possessions? Lakewood Church and Joel Osteen's personal wealth are distinct legally and financially, though in the public imagination they often blur. The church campus. Lakewood Church occupies a massive facility in Houston, the former Compaq Center. This arena, renovated into a megachurch facility, is valued at well over $100 million and seats more than 16,000 people. Originally, Lakewood signed a long-term lease for the arena before purchasing it outright. Over time, the church financed renovations and construction of an adjacent media complex. This property is owned by the church as a nonprofit organization, not by Osteen personally. Church financials. Lakewood's annual income, driven by offerings, tithes, and donations, has been reported to be tens of millions of dollars per year. A fiscal figure often cited is between $43 million and $89 million annually. In recent years, Osteen announced that Lakewood had paid off a $100 million loan used in part to renovate the Compaq Center into its current church campus. Media and broadcasting. Lakewood runs a large broadcast ministry with global reach, including televised Sunday services and other media content. These operations have significant production value and infrastructure, again, held by the church corporation. 5. Key distinctions between personal and church wealth. Many critics and analysts draw a line between personal wealth and institutional wealth. Here's what is generally agreed. Separate legal entities. Joel Osteen's personal wealth does not legally include Lakewood Church buildings or bank accounts. Lakewood Church is a tax-exempt nonprofit corporation, which means its assets belong to the church organization, not the pastor. Personal income streams. Book royalties, speaking fees, and media contracts are considered Osteen's private income, even if tied to his role as a pastor. Osteen does not draw a salary from Lakewood according to his public statements, though he may receive other allowances or compensation tied to personal appearances. Less transparency around church finances. Unlike public charities, U.S. churches are not required to file detailed financial disclosures like Form 990 with the IRS, so some aspects of Lakewood's internal finances are opaque. 6.
Controversies and public perceptions. Prosperity theology critique. Osteen's teachings are often labeled prosperity gospel, implying a theological link between faith and material wealth. This has attracted criticism from theologians who argue it shifts focus from Christ to earthly success. Use of church resources. Some online debates, especially on forums and social media, speculate about how Lakewood uses its funds, including claims about hidden cash or extravagant spending. These claims often mix rumor and truth and should be approached skeptically without official audit reports. Government PPP loan. Lakewood Church, like many nonprofits, received a federal Paycheck Protection Program loan during the COVID-19 pandemic, reportedly about $4.4 million. The loan was for operational support, not personal income to Osteen. 7. The big picture. Wealth, ministry, and accountability. So what do we discern from all this? Joel Osteen's personal wealth. Estimated around $100 million, mostly from book sales, speaking, and media. Personal assets include a luxury home and possibly a private jet. Does not legally own Lakewood Church property. Lakewood Church's institutional assets. A massive megachurch campus valued in the hundreds of millions, owned by the organization. Annual operating revenues of tens of millions. Paid off major building debt in recent years. What this reveals. The legal distinction between personal wealth and church assets is clear on paper. The perception of wealth, especially when tied to religious leadership, raises ongoing ethical and theological questions.
Transparency remains a key issue, especially concerning how donors' funds are used within megachurch contexts. 8. Concluding thoughts. Wealth and ministry in the 21st century. Joel Osteen is emblematic of a new era of Christian ministry, one that blends media influence, motivational teaching, and organizational scale rarely seen in church history. His personal success and the success of Lakewood Church force a broader conversation about wealth, faith, and stewardship. Can spiritual leaders hold personal wealth without compromising mission? How should large ministries ensure accountability and transparency? What responsibility leaders have when their lifestyle becomes a symbol to millions? These are not questions with easy answers, but they are vital for anyone engaging with modern faith movements.